Just about to start. I don't know, is there any volume coming through on that? Okay, welcome to Mount Pleasant Football Netball Club 2024 Best and Fairest Vote Count. Is that audio working? Okay, audio, welcome. Welcome. Vote count, best and fairest, Mount Pleasant Footy Netball Club 2024 year. We have 10 vote counts to get through tonight. We'll be only partially counting the vote counts up to around 10, 12, 14, depending on when we finish, and we'll finish the vote counts tomorrow night at our presentation. Okay, welcome to Mount Pleasant Football Netball Club at our presentation at Tulane Social Rooms. First vote count. Let's start with the 13 and under netball and round one at home to Heathcote. 6 players in the votes. 1 vote. Drew Brown. 1 vote. Daisy Costello. 2 votes to Ayla Nile and Keena Burke. 3 votes to Paige Christensen and Chloe Laylor. Round 2 at White Hills. 4 players in the votes. 1 vote. Chloe Laylor. 2 votes. Evie Christensen. 3 votes. Remy Comer. Best on with a perfect 6. Ayla Nile moving to the top of the leaderboard. Round 3 back home to Huntley. 1 vote. Evie Christensen. 3 votes. Remy Comer moving into second. 4 votes to Ayla Nile and May Bourne. Round 4 was a bye. I'm going to have to get my pronunciations right. Maya Burns, sorry Maya. Round 5 up at Lockington. 3 players in the votes, 2 votes Daisy Costello, 4 votes Maya Bourne, 6 votes Ayla Nile. Round 6 at home to Colbernabon. 6 players in the votes, 1 vote Evie Christensen and Jada Bowyer, 2 votes Ayla Nile and Paige Christensen, 3 votes Remy Comer and Daisy Costello. Round 7 at North Bendigo. 1 vote Daisy Costello, 2 votes Remy Comer, 3 votes Keena Burke, best on with 6. Chloe Laylor moving into third, closing the gap to Remy. Round 8. 5 girls in the votes, starting with 1 vote Evie Christensen, 2 votes Paige Christensen and Chloe Laylor moving up into second. 3 votes Drew Brown on the leaderboard in ninth, best on with 4 votes. Ayla Nile extending a lead. Round 9 up at Leachville versus Leachville at Gunbower. 1 vote Daisy Costello and Ashley Dempster. 2 votes Ayla Nile and Chloe Laylor, best on with a perfect 6. Drew Brown moving up to 4th. Round 10 Mounts versus Huntley at Huntley. 1 vote Evie Christensen. 1 vote Daisy Costello. 5 votes Paige Christensen moving into 4th. 5 votes Drew Brown moving up to 2nd. Flying up the leaderboard. Round 11 back home to White Hills. 1 vote Remy Comer. Maya Bourne. 4 votes Daisy Costello. 6 votes Ayla Nile in first spot with 32 votes. Round 12 Barrack Reserve Heathcote. 3 votes Drew Brown holding down second. Chloe Laylor snipping only 1 vote behind in third, snipping at the heels of Drew. Best on with 6 votes Ayla Nile extending a lead. Round 13 was a bye. Round 14 versus Mount Pleasant, back home on a brand new courts at Tulane. 2 votes, Drew Brown. 2 votes, Ayla Nile. 2 votes, Maya Bourne. Best on with 6 votes, Daisy Costello moving into third. And after 14 rounds in the 13 and under netball, that's where we'll end our vote count for tonight, and we'll read out the remaining 4 rounds tomorrow evening at the Tulane Rooms. Very close vote count for that second spot. Plenty of votes left. Can anyone catch Ayla? Our next vote count will be under 15 netball at 7:10. The remaining, it's Daisy Costello, 6 votes, Ayla Nye. The remaining, it's Daisy Costello. Alrighty, welcome to our second vote count of this evening. Our 15 and under premiership winning team. What a great season the girls have had with their netball on brand new courts out of Tulane, representing the club. Big wins and a great win out at Huntley on last Saturday. Sensational result. We'll get started with round one at home to Heathcote. 3 players in the votes, 2 votes. Peyton Chambers, 4 votes. Lily Tuma, 6 votes. Remy Burke. Round 2 versus White Hills, 2 votes. Bella Laylor, 4 votes. Tali Nile, 6 votes. Remy Burke. Round 3, back home against Huntley, 4 girls in the votes, 1 vote. Hannah Go, 1 vote. Peyton Chambers, 4 votes. Riley Jones moving into third. Best on with a perfect 6. Lily Tuma. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5 up at Lockington. 4 players in the votes again. 1 vote. Lana Mayman, 1 vote. Lily Tuma, 4 votes. Tali Nile, 6 votes. Peyton Chambers. Round 6, back home to Colbernabon. Everyone agreed with these vote cards. 2 votes. Lana Mayman, 4 votes. Riley Jones, 6 votes. Lily Tuma, out to an early lead on 17 votes. Round 7, 2 votes. Lana Mayman, 4 votes. Peyton Chambers moving up to second, closing the gap on Lana, 6 votes. Lily Tuma extending her lead. Round 8 versus Elmore at home, Tulane. 2 votes. Bella Laylor, 4 votes. Riley Jones, 6 votes. Lily Tuma again on 29 votes. Round 9, 4 girls in the votes. Up at Gumbauer, 1 vote. Peyton Chambers, 1 vote. Lana Mayman, 4 votes. Tali Nile moving up to third. Best on with 6 votes. Lily Tuma having a great season. Also runner-up in the league. Best and fairest for 15 and under netball. Round 10. At Huntley, 2 votes. Peyton Chambers, 4 votes. Lana Mayman, 6 votes. Lily Tuma. Round 11, back home to White Hills. 4 girls in the votes, another perfect 6 at the top of the card. Let's start with the 1 vote to Hannah Go. 1 vote, Peyton Chambers. 4 votes, Bella Laylor. 6 votes, Riley Jones moving up to second. Round 13, Barrack Reserve, Heathcote. 2 votes, Remy Burke. 4 votes, Tali Nile. 6 votes, Peyton Chambers, closing the gap on Lily. Round 13 was a bye. Round 14 was home to White Hills. 4 players in the votes again. 1 vote, Hannah Go. 1 vote, Bella Laylor. 4 votes, Peyton Chambers, still in second. 6 votes, Lana Mayman. Gap closes at the top of the leaderboard. Round 15 at Colbernabon. Only 3 girls in the votes at Colbo. 2 votes, Bella Laylor. 4 votes, Remy Burke. Best on with 6 votes, Tali Nile, closing the gap and moving into third. Only 5 votes separating third to second. Lily has a good lead after 15 rounds, and at that point we will end this evening's vote count, and we will count the remaining 4 rounds tomorrow night at Tulane in the community hall at our presentation night. Congratulations again, under 15 and under girls netball on a very successful year, winning the premiership last Saturday at Huntley. Our next vote count will be under 17 netball. and that'll be starting in just a minute's time. Right, 7:15, right on schedule. Our third vote for the third vote count for the evening. Under 17 and under netball again. Another great season for the girls. Again, using our brand new courts at Tullaline to great advantage and winning the premiership on Saturday um, out at Huntly. And what an exciting game that was. Pretty well much in front all day. And in the last quarter, the Huntly girls came screaming back to level the game at 41 apiece. And the girls went on to win 49-44. Great season, well done. All right, let's start the vote count. Round one, Heathcote didn't have a 17 and under netball team this year, so we'll go straight to round two. Don't worry about player blank on the leaderboard. That's got something to do with the no team with Heathcote. I'm sure blank won't be polling many votes tonight. First vote counts versus White Hills. Round two, 2 votes. Juliet Hogan, 4 votes. Ruby Laverso, 6 votes. Madeline Nile. Blank is already tumbling down the leaderboard. Round 3 at home to Huntly. Again, only 3 players in the votes. 2 votes. Juliet Hogan, 4 votes. Claire Dunstan in third, joining Juliet. And best on with 6 votes. Ruby Laverso, who also actually won the league best and fairest in the 17 and under netball. Congratulations, Ruby. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5, we travel up to Lockington. 2 votes. Lily Tuma, up from the 15s. 4 votes. Ruby Laverso, 6 votes. Madeline Nile in second. Round 6, back home to Colbinaban. 4 players in the votes. 1 vote. Matilda Costello and Lucy Wilkinson. 4 votes. Tali Nile, 6 votes. Madeline Nile, moving to the top of the leaderboard. Round 7. Only 3 players in the votes. 2 votes. Madeline Nile still in first. 4 votes. Juliet Hogan holding down third. Best on with a perfect 6. Ruby Laverso, all tied up at the top of the leaderboard. 20 votes apiece for Ruby and Madeline. Round 8. 4 players in the votes. At home to Elmore. 1 vote. Lucy Wilkinson. 1 vote. Claire Dunstan. 4 votes. Riley Jones. Best on with a perfect 6. Juliet Hogan in third, closing the gap on Madeline and Ruby. Round 9, up at Gumbauer. 4 players in the votes, starting with the 1, Lucy Wilkinson and Amy Jeffries. 4 votes. Madeline Nile still in first, 6 votes. Juliet Hogan, now all tied up in second at 20 votes apiece for Ruby and Juliet. Madeline with a 4-vote lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 10 at Huntly, at the ground where they won the grand final. Only 3 players in the votes, and this will be the last card that we read tonight. 2 votes, Lucy Wilkinson. 4 votes, Juliet Hogan. Best on with 6 votes, Ruby Laverso. Very close vote count in a premiership winning under 17 netball. After 10 rounds, we have Ruby Laverso in front on 26 votes, with Madeline Nile, Juliet Hogan close behind on 24 votes apiece. We'll read the remaining votes tomorrow night at Tulane at our presentation night. Well done, girls, on another very successful year, winning the premierships for Mounts. Our next vote count will be under 18 football at 7:20, which is only a minute away. All right, our first football vote count of the evening. Under 18s for Mount Pleasant. Round 1 was at home at Tulane. 7 players in the votes. 1 vote, Jack Christensen. 2 votes, Jet Malone. 3 votes, Ollie McCook. 4 votes, Harley Christensen. Or 3 votes, Harley Christensen. 5 votes, Will Harvey. 7 votes, Will Bowles. Best on with 9 votes, Jesse Osborne. Round 2 at White Hills. Just to explain our leaderboard for anybody that hasn't caught up with it. The leaderboard is always projecting potential votes in the next 4 rounds of where we are. If there's a green tick, it means you were named in the awards on the day. If it's a white blank cell, it means you played. If it's a red cross, it means you didn't play on that day. Round 2 versus White Hills. 6 players in the votes, and we have a perfect 10 at the top of the card. 1 vote, Jack Christensen. 4 votes, Matt Holmes, Oscar Matthews, and Jesse Osborne, falling back to second. 7 votes, Jet Nichols, and best on with 10 votes, Will Bowles. Round 3, at home to Huntley. 2 votes, Ty Ralph, Darby Watley, and Jet Nichols. 7 votes, Ollie McCook. 8 votes, Matt Holmes. 9 votes, Will Bowles. Already building a lead after 3 rounds. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5, up at Lockington. 1 vote, Billy Black in the ruck. 3 votes, Ty Ralph. 4 votes, Ollie McCook. 6 votes, Matt Holmes. And sharing 8 votes apiece in round 5, Jack Christensen and Will Bowles. Jack moving onto the leaderboard in 5th. Round 6 was no game because Colbo did not have an under-18s football side this year. Round 7 at North Bendigo. 8 players in the votes. 2 votes, Oscar McNamara and Harley Christensen. 3 votes, Lenny McNamara and Jack Christensen. The McNamaras and the Christensen brothers, all in the votes so far. 4 votes, Matt Holmes and Cameron Strawn. 5 votes, Ollie McCook. Best on with 7 votes, Oscar Matthews. Round 8. At home to Elmore, another perfect 10 at the top of the card. We'll start with the 1 vote, Matt Holmes. 2 votes, Jack Christensen, still in 5th. 3 votes, James Gibbo Gibson. 7 votes, Ollie McCook. 7 votes, Jet Nicholas. 10 votes, there he is again, Will Bowles. Round 9, up at Gumbauer. I didn't get to this game, I was down in Melbourne, but this was our first win of the year. Great, great game, I was told. Our only football win up there for the year, so well done, boys. 6 players in the votes. 2 votes, James Gibson. 2 votes, Jet Malone. 3 votes, Matt Holmes. 5 votes, Ollie McCook. 8 votes, Will Bowles. Best on with 10 votes. In our first win of the year, Jesse Osborne in 4th spot on the leaderboard. Round 10 versus Huntley at home. 8 players with votes. 1 vote, Jack Christensen and Jet Malone. 2 votes, Billy Black. 3 votes, Jesse Osborne. 4 votes, Matt Holmes and Oscar Matthews. 5 votes, Ollie McCook. Best on with 10 votes, Will Bowles. Starting to build a strong lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 11, at home to White Hills. 1 vote, James Gibson. 1 vote, Jack Christensen. 4 votes, Cameron Strawn. 6 votes, Jesse Osborne moving up into third. 8 votes, Will Bowles still in first. Best on with a perfect 10, Ollie McCook. Round 12, at Heathcote. 1 vote, Tom Day. 1 vote, Will Bowles. 4 votes, Jesse Osborne. 7 votes, Jet Malone and Oscar McNamara. Best on with 10 votes in round 12, Jack Christensen, still holding down 5th position on the leaderboard. Round 13 was a bye, and this is where we will finish tonight's vote count for the under-18 football, with Will Bowles leading with a big lead on 71 votes. All the action back chasing second spot. Ollie McCook, Jesse Osborne, Matty Holmes, Jack Christensen, all in the mix. Another good year for the under-18s footballers. Our next vote count will be B Reserve Netball, which will be at 7:30. All right, moving back to the netball vote counts. First of our senior grade netball vote counts for B Reserve. Again, round 1 was at home to Heathcote. We had 4 players in the votes. Starting with the 1 vote, Cara Thompson, 2 votes. Helena Morgan, 4 votes. Jenna Donaldson, 5 votes. Rochelle Young. Round 2 at White Hills. Always hard to travel to White Hills for netball. 1 vote. Georgie Butler, 2 votes. Jenna Donaldson, 4 votes. Imogen Ash, 5 votes. Rochelle Young. Off to an early lead. Round 3 at home to Huntley. We only had 1 card for this game. 1 vote. Rochelle Young, 2 votes. Jessica Dooley, 3 votes. Georgie Butler. Moving up into 3rd. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5. 4 players in the votes. 3 players on 2 votes, and 1 with a perfect 6. 2 votes. Molly Teasdale, 2 votes. Georgie Butler, 2 votes. Cara Thompson, and best on with a perfect 6. Rochelle Young, extending a lead at the top of the leaderboard, all tied up in 2nd between Jana and Georgie. Round 6 at home to Colbo. 5 players in the votes at this game. 1 vote, Jessica Dooley and Meg Wergels. 2 votes, Cara Thompson. 3 votes, Jenna Donaldson. Best on with 5 votes, Georgie Butler. Moving up into 2nd. Round 7 at North Bendigo. 2 players on 2 votes. 2 players on 4 votes. The first 2, Meg Wergels, 2 votes. Jessica Dooley, 4 votes. Rochelle Young, 4 votes. Maddie Gajulio. Round 8 at home to Elmore. 6 players, lots of votes being shared. 1 vote, Cara Thompson and Molly Teasdale. 2 votes, Helena Morgan and Maddie Gajulio. 3 votes, Jenna Donaldson and Meg Wergels. Moving up into 4th. Round 9 versus Leachville at Gumbauer. 1 vote, Jessica Dooley and Meg Wergels. 4 votes, Rochelle Young. And best on with 6 votes, Cara Thompson. Moving up to the top of the leaderboard into 2nd with Jenna. Round 10 versus Huntley. 1 vote, Jenna Donaldson. 1 vote, Meg Wergels. 2 votes, Molly Teasdale and Rochelle Young. Best on with 6 votes in round 10 versus Huntley, Georgie Butler. Now in 2nd place, 10 points behind Rochelle. Round 11, back home to White Hills. 1 vote, Molly Teasdale. 3 votes, Cara Thompson. 4 votes, Georgia Bish. 4 votes, Maddie Gajulio. Round 12 at Barrack Reserve versus Heathcote. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Jenna Donaldson. 2 votes, Cara Thompson. 2 votes, Rochelle Young. 3 votes, Georgie Butler. Holding down 2nd. Best on with 4 votes, Maddie Gajulio moving up into 4th. Snapping at the heels of Cara in 3rd. Round 13 was a bye. Round 14 at home to White Hills. 1 vote, Jessica Dooley. 2 votes, Georgie Butler. Holding down 2nd. 4 votes, Maddie Gajulio. Getting closer in 4th. Best on with 5 votes, Cara Thompson. All tied up in 2nd spot on 22 votes apiece between Georgie and Cara. Maddie and Jenna chapping at the heels. Rochelle 7 points ahead so far in 1st after 14 rounds. Round 15, which is the last round we will read for tonight for B-Res Netball. At Colbo, 4 players in the votes. 1 vote, Rochelle Young. 3 votes, Georgie Butler. 4 votes, Cara Thompson. 4 votes, Jenna Donaldson. Close vote count in B Reserve after 15 rounds. We have Rochelle Young leading so far on 30 votes, only 4 votes ahead of Cara. is only 1 vote ahead of Georgie, and Maddie and Jenna only 7 votes behind Georgie in 4th spot. We'll read the remaining rounds out tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Close vote count. Will the girls sleep tonight? Next vote count will be B grade netball, and that will be at 7:35, which is the time right now. So I'll get that vote count ready. And we'll move straight into our B grade netball vote count after I lubricate the vocal cords and tonsils. B grade netball, round 1, at home to Heathcote. 3 plays, only 1 card, 3 players in the votes, 1 vote. Zalia Burrell-Grinton, 2 votes. Maddie Hartley, 3 votes. Shelby Hickman. Round 2, at White Hills, 6 players in the votes now, 1 vote. Carly O'Toole and Piper Wright, 2 votes. Zalia Burrell-Grinton, 2 votes. Georgina Eddy, 3 votes. Maddie Hartley, 3 votes. Shelby Hickman at the top of the leaderboard. Round 3, back home to Huntley, 1 vote. Carly O'Toole, 2 votes. Maddie Hartley moving into first, 3 votes. Georgina Eddy, best on with a perfect 6. Lara Bish, very close vote count so far after 3 rounds. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5 up at Lockington. What will this do to the leaderboard? 5 players in the votes, 1 vote Piper Wright, 1 vote Emma Manus, 2 votes Georgina Eddy, 2 votes Lara Bish moving to the top of the leaderboard. Best on with 6 votes who had a good game up in Lockington. Round 5, Carly O'Toole. We have a joint leaders after 5 rounds and joint runners up. Where will this vote count end? Round 6, back home to Colburn-Abbon, 1 vote. Lara Bish, 1 vote. Madeline Nile, 4 votes. Georgina Eddy, best on with 6 votes. Maddie Hartley. Round 7, at North Bendigo, 5 players in the votes, 1 vote. Imogen Ash and Madeline Nile, 3 votes. Lara Bish and Carly O'Toole, best on with 4 votes. Maddie Hartley extending her lead. Round 8, at home to Elmore, 1 vote. Georgina Eddy and Lisa Murray, 2 votes. Ruby Laverso, up from the 17s, 2 votes. Piper Wright, best on with 6 votes. Lara Bish moving to the top of the leaderboard. Again, another very close vote count in B grade netball. Round 9 up at Gunbower versus Leachville. 2 votes. Juliet Hogan and Lara Bish. 3 votes. Ava Nile, best on with 5 votes, and I assume they'll take the lead. Maddie Hartley, back at the top of the leaderboard, 2 votes ahead of Lara. Round 10 at Huntley. Votes shared around in this game, 2 votes. Lara Bish, 2 votes. Maddie Hartley and Georgina Eddy, 3 votes. Zalia Burrell-Grinton and Carly O'Toole. We have a 2-way tie in third, Georgina and Carly. Round 11. 6 players in the votes, 1 vote. Imogen Ash and Lisa Murray, 2 votes. Georgina Eddy and Carly O'Toole, not letting each other getting away from them in the vote count, 3 votes. Lara Bish, 3 votes. Maddie Hartley. Not much has changed on the leaderboard after round 11. Let's move into round 12 at Barrack Reserve, Heathcote. Only 4 players in the votes this time. We have a perfect 6. What will this do to the leaderboard? 1 vote. Maddie Hartley, 2 votes. Lisa Murray, 3 votes. Georgina Eddy, best on with a perfect 6 votes in round 12 v Heathcote. Carly O'Toole. closing the gap on the leaders. Round 13 was a bye. Round 14 was back home to White Hills. And this is the final vote card for tonight. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Lara Bish. 2 votes, Shelby Hickman. 3 votes, Maddie Hartley, Carly O'Toole and Piper Wright. Another very close vote count, with Maddie only 5 votes ahead of Lara, who's only 1 vote ahead of Carly, and Georgina is in the mix in 4th spot on 19 votes. We'll read the remaining votes tomorrow night at Tulleen Community Centre. Our next vote count will be reserve grade football, scheduled for 7:40. We are right on time. I'll bring the reserve football vote count up. Dispense some more lubrication and get straight into the vote count for our second football vote count of the evening. Our grand final playing side, reserve grade, going down in a close 2-goal loss to White Hills in the grand final. Played their best at Mad Monday at the Browie earlier in the week. Round 1 at home to Heathcote. 6 players in the votes. 1 vote, Jack Teasdale. 1 vote, Oscar G. 6 votes, Ryan Pontel. There he is. He's had a good season. 7 votes, Screnny Daniel Dempster. 7 votes, Troy Bison Damon. 8 votes, Jack, I hurt my elbow, Craig. Round 2 versus White Hills. 9 players in the votes. 1 vote, Bundy Ryan Butler. 1 vote, Jacob Hopley. 2 votes, Ryan Pontel. There's the Reek in second on the leaderboard. Take a photo of that later, mate. 2 votes, Matt Fitzgerald. 3 votes, Jackson Nile. 4 votes, Troy Bison Damon. 5 votes, Jack Teasdale. Missing captain. 5 votes, Cal Ruckman extraordinaire Craig. 7 votes, Baxter the Butcher Ash. Round 3 versus Huntley. We have a perfect 10 at the top of the card. 1 vote, Bundy Ryan Butler. 2 votes, Jackson Nile. 3 votes, there's the Butcher Baxter Ash. 4 votes, Matty Fitzgerald. 5 votes, Jack missing captain Teasdale. 5 votes, Hoppers Jacob Hopley. Best on with a perfect 10, Cal Craig. I'll let you use that line next time you're out at the SB, Cal. You're a perfect 10. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5 up at Lockington. Average day up there. 9 players in the votes. 1 vote, Bundy again, just collecting the 1 votes. 2 votes, Harvey Sims. 3 votes, Cal Craig, Ryan Pontel and Jackson Nile. 4 votes, Charles Parks. 4 votes, Sam Mitchell. Not the Sam Mitchell, he'll be busy tomorrow night, but he's our Sam Mitchell. 5 votes, Ollie Bish. 5 votes, Hoppers Jacob Hopley, moving into second. Round 6 versus Colbo at home at Tulleen. 1 vote, Ryan Pontel. Moving back to third. 1 vote, Ted Sparks. 2 votes, Jack Mackenzie. 2 votes, Harvey Sims. 3 votes, Ollie Bish. 4 votes, Sam Mitchell. 8 votes, Screnny Daniel Dempster, holding down second. Moving up to second. 9 votes, Kobe Dunlop. Moving on to the leaderboard in 8th. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. Another perfect 10. Will it be Cal again or will it be someone else? 1 vote, Bundy. There he is again collecting the votes. 3 votes, Kobe Dunlop. 4 votes, Ryan Pontel, still in third. 5 votes, Jack Mackenzie. 7 votes, Daniel Dempster, leading to the top of the leaderboard. Perfect 10, Jacob Smith. Oh, that'll go to his head. Well done, Smitty. the other captain. Round 8, at home to Elmore. 8 players in the votes, 1 vote. Hooter, Jesse O'Connell, 1 vote. Ryan Pontel still in third, 2 votes. Zach Featherby, back from injury, 3 votes. Jacob Smith, 4 votes. Jacob Hopley, 5 votes. Kobe Dunlop, moving into third, 5 votes. Daniel Dempster, best on with 9 votes. Ollie Bish, well done Ollie. Sorry mate, just not quite a perfect 10. Round 9, up at Gumbauer. 7 players in the votes, 1 vote. There's the Butcher, Baxter Ash, 3 votes. Harvey Sims and Ryan Pontel climbing up to second. The view must be good from up there, Reeks. 4 votes. Daniel Dempster still holding down first, 5 votes. Hoppers joining Reeks. Ryan in second spot, 6 votes. Jack McKenzie in 7th, best on with 8 votes. Hooter, Jesse O'Connell must have kicked some goals at Gumbauer. Round 10, at Huntley, 1 vote. Hooter, Jesse O'Connell, 3 votes. Ted Sparks, Nick Edwards and Cal Craig in 4th, 4 votes. Ryan Pontel, is he going to win this? We'll never hear the end of it. 7 votes. Daniel Dempster still holding in first, best on with 9 votes. Jack McKenzie in third. Round 11. 6 players in the votes, another perfect 10, 2 votes. Daniel Dempster, 3 votes. Jack McKenzie, 3 votes. Nick Edwards, 6 votes. Ollie McCook, 6 votes. Cal Craig, best on with a perfect 10. Jesse O'Connell, Hooter, the 10-man. Round 12 at Heathcote, another 10 at the top of the card, 1 vote. Bundy, Ryan Butler, 1 vote. Oscar G, 2 votes. Cal Craig and Nick Edwards, 3 votes. Jacob Hopley, now back in 5th, 3 votes. Jacob Smith, moving on to the leaderboard in 9th, 8 votes. Connor Moore, best on with 10 votes. Nick Butler, one and only 2's game for the year and was a standout. Round 13 was a bye. Round 14, at home to White Hills. 1 vote. Nick Edwards, 2 votes. Baxter Ash, 3 votes. Connor Moore, 4 votes. Daniel Dempster, 5 votes. Jacob Hopley, 7 votes. Cal Craig, best on with 8 votes. Troy Bison Damon. Round 15 at Colbo. Only 6 players in the votes, starting with the 2, Cal Craig. Second on the leaderboard, 3 votes. Jack Christensen, up from the 17s, played a good game, kicked a few goals. Round 3 votes. Jacob Smith, 5 votes. Ryan Pontel climbing back up to third, 7 votes. Scranny, Daniel Dempster, still in first, best on with a perfect 10. The Butcher, Baxter Ash, he had a great back end of the season. Round 16. We're going to count these vote cards for the entire home and away season, because at Mount Pleasant we continue best and fairest voting for football through finals. So we'll read the finals votes out tomorrow night at Tulane. So round 16, 3 games to go. 8 players in the votes against North Bendigo at home. 1 vote. Ted Spark, 2 votes. Nick Edwards, 2 votes. Ollie Bish, 3 players on 4 votes. Jack McKenzie, Hooter, Jesse O'Connell and Cal Craig, 5 votes. Daniel Dempster, still in first, having a great season. Best on with 8 votes versus North Bendigo. Baxter Ash, moving up the leaderboard into third, coming from a long way back, making a name for himself now. Round 17 at Elmore, 1 vote. Ollie Bish, 3 votes. Harvey Sims, 4 votes. Cal Craig, 5 votes. Jesse O'Connell and Jed Edland. Round 6 votes. Baxter Ash, 6 votes. Jacob Smith. And the final home and away game of the season, at home to Leachville, with 9 players in the votes. 1 vote, Harvey Sims. 1 vote, Jimmy Toohey. 2 votes, Dylan Barber. 3 votes, Troy Damon. 4 votes, Jacob Hopley. 4 votes, Will Bowles. 5 votes, Ollie Bish. Daniel Dempster and Cal Craig. There we have it. At the end of the home and away season, Daniel Dempster leading the best reserves best and fairest on 61 votes, followed by Cal Craig in second and Baxter Ash, who had a great final series, in third. We'll read the remaining 4 finals games out tomorrow night at Tulane. Our next vote count is a reserve netball scheduled for 7:50. Which is the time now, and we'll get going. We'll see if I can keep going. I've run out of lubrication. So if Goose can hear me, he might be able to come in and replenish the stock during this vote count. Okay, A-Res Netball. We are reading 12 rounds, with the remaining rounds to be read tomorrow night. Round 1 versus Heathcote. Everyone agreed. 2 votes Keely Tupper, 4 votes Georgia Watley, 6 votes Megan Baird. Round 2 versus White Hills. 4 players in the votes. 2 votes Christy Nile, 2 votes Megan Baird, 2 votes Audrey Gajulio, best on with a perfect 6. Sarah Manis. Round 3 at home to Huntley. 1 vote Keely Tupper and Sophie Reardon, 4 votes Bonnie McIntyre and 6 votes Kirsten Lang. Round 4 was a bye. Round 5 versus Lockington. 4 players in the votes. 2 1s, 2 5s. 1 vote Bonnie McIntyre and Audrey Gajulio. 5 votes Sarah Manis moving into first and Sophie Reardon moving into third. Round 6 at home to Colbo. 1 vote Christy Nile. 1 vote Sarah Manis. 3 votes Keely Tupper. 3 votes Ash Tupper. 4 votes Megan Baird. Have a joint leaders at the top of the leaderboard and a 3-way tie for third after 6 rounds. Round 7 at North Bendigo. 1 vote Christy Nile. 1 vote Audrey Gajulio. 4 votes Sarah Manis. 6 votes Ash Tupper. The gap is closing. Round 8 at home to Elmore. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote Sarah Manis. 2 votes Bonnie McIntyre and Megan Baird. 3 votes Georgia Watley, best on with 4 votes. Christy Nile moving up the leaderboard into 4th. And we have some green ticks in future rounds. Round 9 up at Gumbauer. We have a perfect 6. 5 players polling votes. 1 vote Georgia Watley. 1 vote Keely Tupper. 2 votes Audrey Gajulio. 2 votes Sarah Manis moving back to second. Best on with 6 votes must be Megan Baird, moving into first spot by 1 vote over Sarah. Round 10 at Huntley. 3 2s and 2 3s. 2 votes Olivia Nile. 2 votes Georgia Watley moving into third. 2 votes Sarah Manis moving back up to first. 3 votes Ava Nile. 3 votes Kristen Lang. Round 11 at home to White Hills. It's a very close vote count. Only this round and next round to count tonight. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote Keely Tupper. 1 vote Christy Nile. 2 votes Kristen Lang. 3 votes Sarah Manis. Best on with 5 votes Olivia Nile. Sarah taking a 4-vote lead ahead of Megan after 11 rounds. Our final round count for tonight. Round 12 at Heathcote. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote Audrey Gajulio in ninth. 2 votes Georgia Watley moving into third. 2 votes Christy Nile. 3 votes Olivia Nile. Best on against Heathcote. Round 12. 4 votes Keely Tupper. We end tonight's vote count after 12 rounds with a three-way tie for third and only 4 votes separating Sarah and Megan at the top of the leaderboard. Another close vote count to be enjoyed tomorrow night at Tulane. Our next vote count is A grade netball, which is scheduled for 8 o'clock. We are ahead of schedule, which means Michael didn't bring me my requested lubrication. I'll be able to serve myself. Hello, Scott. Is that working now? Sorry? All right, that's Scotty Watley ringing me to tell me there was no sound. Um, thanks, Jody McCook. Thanks, Nikki G. Thanks, Christy Nile. Um, thanks to everyone. Never had so messages. It'll take me 3 days to clear them. Anyway, let's get back to the vote count. Apologies for that. Always something got to go wrong on one of these nights. So technology's working, Goose? Yes, we got the thumbs up. Well, I've done some of my best work for this evening and no one heard it, so um, I should just go back and replay that, but I won't. Anyway, after 4 rounds, let's just focus on the leaderboard. Maggie Burke at the top of the leaderboard on 11 votes, followed by Keely Jones, only 2 votes behind on 9. Ivy Harrop and Maeve Tupper all tied up in third. Lots of green ticks ahead. We're at round 5 at Lockington. In the A grade netball, with 6 players in the votes. 1 vote, Olivia Nile. 1 vote, Keely Jones. 2 votes, Anthea McCleary. 2 votes, Maggie Burke. 3 votes, Maisie Harrop. 3 votes, Maeve Tupper. Round 6 at home to Colbo. 4 players in the votes. 2 votes, Ivy Harrop and Maggie Burke still in first spot. 3 votes, Keely Jones. Moving back to third, 5 votes, Best On versus Colbo at home on the new courts. Maeve Tupper in second, closing the gap. There's only 1 vote separating Maggie to Maeve, 1 vote separating Maeve to Keely. Round 7 at North Bendigo. 2 votes, Meg Banfield. 3 votes, Maggie Burke. 3 votes, Ivy Harrop. Best On with 4 votes, Maeve Tupper. It's now a 2-way tie at the top of the leaderboard after 7 rounds, and we're only counting 12 rounds tonight. Ivy Harrop has got a lot of ticks there in fourth on 11 votes. What will this do to the vote count? Round 8 at home to Elmore. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Maisie Harrop. A sister stealing votes from Ivy. 1 vote, Ivy Harrop. Ivy played as well as Maisie in round 8. 3 votes, Maeve Tupper. Still in the lead, 3 votes, Maggie Burke. Won't let her get away. And Best On with 4 votes versus Elmore at home, Keely Jones. Still holding down third. This is a tight vote count. Round 9, up at Gunbow versus Leachy. 2 votes, Christy Nile. 4 votes, Maeve Tupper. Best On with 6 votes, Ivy Harrop. That's what the ticks can do. Ivy moving into third. Round 10 versus Huntley at Strauch Reserve. 4 players in the votes. 2 votes, Ivy Harrop. 3 votes, Keely Jones joining Ivy in third. 3 votes, Maggie Burke still in second. Best On with 4 votes, Sophie Reardon. The gap has closed to only 1 vote between first and second, and only 5 votes from first to third. Round 11, we've only got 2 games to count for tonight in an exciting vote count for A-grade netball. We have 4 players in the votes versus White Hills at home on our brand new courts. 2 votes, Ava Nile. 2 votes, Maggie Burke. 3 votes, Maeve Tupper. Best On court with 5 votes, Ivy Harrop. Climbing up the leaderboard, closing the gap to Maggie and Maeve. Round 12, the last round we read tonight. We have 4 players in the votes at Barrack Reserve versus Heathcote. Our 1 vote, Maggie Burke, moving back to third. 2 votes, Keely Jones, still in fourth. 3 votes, Maeve Tupper, holding down first. Best On court with 6 votes in round 12 versus Heathcote, Ivy Harrop. There you have it. After 12 rounds, we have it all tied up at 31 votes apiece. I apologise for the lack of sound at the start of the vote count. Lucky we've got the sound back at the end of the vote count because Maggie Burke is only 4 votes behind Ivy and Maeve, and Keely Jones is still within striking distance. So after 12 rounds, what an exciting vote count in A-grade netball for Mount Pleasant. And we will finish this off tomorrow night. Maeve and Ivy, Maggie, I hope you get sleep tonight. Be exciting night at Tulane. So exciting I probably won't get to see Hawthorn beat Port Adelaide. Our next vote count is our senior football, scheduled for 8:10, which is only 3 minutes away. I'll just get myself organised. I'm not going to take a break. I probably shouldn't have another mouthful of the lubrication if it means I lose audio. We're running a competition for tonight. We're looking for the names for my 2 mascots. Over my left shoulder I have my netballer in the beanie, on my right shoulder I have my footballer in the cap. The best 2 names tomorrow night will win a prize. Not sure what the prize will be. It might be a netball or a football. So we're about a minute ahead of schedule. We've got about 344 people watching. Seeing the juniors have probably gone to bed, I feel safe to have a beer. And we'll get into our final vote count of the evening, which is our senior grade football, for which we'll be reading 14 rounds, and we'll finish with the final 4 rounds tomorrow night at Tulane. Round 1, at home to Heathcote. 7 players in the votes. Almost a perfect 15 at the top of the card. Falling 1 short, and that 1 vote went to Zach Featherby. He had a great game, then got injured. 2 votes. Nick Butler, 3 votes. Sam Green, 3 votes. Daniel Frame, 9 votes. Riley McNamara, 13 votes. Jack Hickman, best on with 14 votes. Ben Bissett. Round 2. 8 players in the votes at White Hills. 1 vote. Ollie Bish, 2 votes. Fletcher White, 2 votes. Reardon McIver and Mitch Rovers, 7 votes. Jack Hickman, 8 votes. Daniel Frame, 10 votes. Riley McNamara, best on with 13 votes. Ben Bissett, getting out to an early lead in the 2014 Senior Best and Fairest vote count. Round 3. At home to Huntley. Big win. 2 votes. Riley McNamara, 4 votes. Fletcher White and Cal Smith, 5 votes. Daniel Frame, 9 votes. Chris Down in the ruck, 10 votes. Jack Hickman at Chris's feet, best on with 11 votes. Ben Bissett. I'm seeing a pattern. Round 4 was a bye. No votes. Round 5 up to Lockington. The one we'll forget. 8 players in the votes. 2 votes. Mitch Bennett and Daniel Whiting, 3 votes. Riley McNamara and Sam Green, 6 votes. Chris Down, 9 votes. Ben Bissett, 9 votes. Jack Hickman, best on with 11 votes. Up at Lockington, Fletcher White, moving up into 4th on the leaderboard. Round 6, at home to Colburn Abbon. 10 players in the votes. Our first 1 vote is Mitch Rovers. Sorry, you can't see your name, Mitch, because of my big buff head. 1 vote. Sam Green. I'm cutting half of Sam's name off as well. Apologies, Sam. 1 vote. Tyler McNamara. 2 votes. Cal Smith and Daniel Frame. 5 votes. Riley McNamara. 5 votes. Chris Down. 7 votes, Mitch Bennett. 10 votes, Ben Bissett. And again with 11 votes, best on, better than Ben, Fletcher White. Holding down fourth, closing the gap to Riley in third. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. Close game, we should have won. Let's not talk about the umpires. 11 players in the votes. I'm going to be hiding the first couple. 1 vote was to Cal Smith. 1 vote, Zeb Murrell. 2 votes, Tyler McNamara and Sam Green. 3 votes, Nick Butler and Mitch Bennett. 4 votes, Mitch Rovers, Ben Bissett, Daniel Whiting. 8 votes to Jack Hickman. Best on against a good opponent on a small ground at North Bendigo with 13 votes. Chris Down in the ruck in third. Round 8 at home to Elmore. Again, nearly a perfect 15 at the top of the card, but our best got 14. We start with the 1 votes, Riley McNamara and Reardon McIver. 5 votes, Jackson Niles. 7 votes, Bailey White. 8 votes, Mitch Bennett. 9 votes, Jack Hickman. And best on with 14 votes versus Elmore, Chris Down. Still in third, closing the gap on Jack and Ben. Round 9. Up at Gumbower, the game I didn't see. Thankfully, I was told. 2 votes, Chris Down. 3 votes, Zeb Murrell. 3 votes, Connor Moore. 4 votes, Jack Hickman. 5 votes, Tyler McNamara, Zach Featherby and Sam Green. 6 votes, Jack Teasdale. Best on with 12 votes, Reardon McIver, who has had a good year on and off the ground. Round 10 versus Huntley. 6 players in the votes. 2 votes, Reardon McIver. 3 votes, Jack Hickman. Moving up into first. 4 votes, Cal Smith. 11 votes, Riley McNamara. 12 votes, Chris Down. Moving into second. Best on with 13 votes, Mitch Bennett. Climbing up the leaderboard into 5th position. It's getting a close vote count. Jack Hickman in the lead on 63 votes. Only 2 votes ahead of joint second place Chris Down and Ben Bissett on 61 votes apiece. Closely followed by Riley, Mitch and Fletcher. Round 11 at home to White Hills. We were leading at 3/4 time. What could have been? 7 players in the votes. 2 votes, Chris Down. 3 votes, Zach Featherby. 4 votes, Ben Bissett. 5 votes, Harry Teasdale. 7 votes, Riley McNamara. 10 votes, Jack Hickman. Big game, but best on against the ultimate premier for the season at home against White Hills. 14 votes, Mitch Bennett. Closing the gap, only 1 vote behind Riley in 4th. Round 12 at Heathcote. Good win, backing up the first round loss. 8 players in the votes. 1 vote, Daniel Whiting. 1 vote, Cal Smith. 4 votes, Reardon McIver. 5 votes, Jack Hickman. 5 votes, Fletcher White. 6 votes, Harry Teasdale. 9 votes, Riley McNamara. Best on with a near perfect round of 14 votes, Chris Down in the ruck. Back to only a 1 vote margin between first and second. Round 13 was a bye. Round 14. I must have mucked the draw up. I've got White Hills there again. But anyway, let's move on. We've got 9 players in the votes. We have 1 vote, Mitch Rovers. 2 votes, Jack Hickman. 3 votes, Mitchell Bennett. 3 votes, Fletcher White. 3 votes, Cal Smith. 4 votes, Daniel Whiting. 7 votes, Chris Down taking the lead. 7 votes, Daniel Frame. And best on with a perfect 15 votes in round 14, Ben Bissett. Very close vote count for the 2014 Mount Pleasant Senior Football Best and Fairest. Chris Down, after 14 rounds, leading on 84 votes, with Jack Hickman and Ben Bissett only 4 votes behind on 80 votes apiece. Riley, Mitch and Fletcher, our rising star of 2024, will be chasing those minor placings. That endeth our vote count for this evening of all grades of football netball. We'll finish all these vote counts quickly tomorrow evening and have our presentation. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. We're getting close to 400. I'd like to thank our club sponsors for a good season, and we'll finish that off tomorrow evening at Tulane. Unfortunately, we did have a bus to be organised to head out to leave the Browie at 6 o'clock, but there was very little to zero interest. I think we only had 4 people replying that they want the bus, so the bus will not be leaving till to head out to Tulane. Any of those 4 people that want to lift to Tulane, please let me know. I'll be travelling out at 5 o'clock and we'll have room in my car if needed. Anyway, looking forward to seeing all our juniors, senior football and netballers at Tulane tomorrow night to end our 2024 season and watch Hawthorn win another final. Thanks for joining us.